Good morning, YouTube. I hope you're doing well today. At least it's morning where I am, but you get my point. No matter what time it is where you are, I have a very exciting video planned for you today. This is officially episode number 2 of Musical Treasures. And my plan with Musical Treasures is to upload a new video every week in which I highlight one song from the past that I feel is just overlooked. Like last week, we did A Perfect Day by Carrie Jacobs Bond. In the early 20th century, that was one of the most popular pieces in America. And now if you go up to somebody on the street and you say, "Can you hum me a little bit of Carrie Jacobs Bond, A Perfect Day?" they will look at you like you're crazy. And, they probably should. That's an odd thing to do. Why would you do that? So there are just a lot of wonderful pieces from the past that in my study, I get a collection of sheet music, I flip through it, I find a piece of music that I have never heard before, no one's ever introduced me to, and I just think that it's a real shame that more people aren't rediscovering some of this music. So that's really the whole point of this series here, is just giving you a little bit of backstory about what the song's about, maybe something about the life of the composer, and then I'll give you a little performance at the end of the video, and then you'll have to suffer through a little bit of my singing. So I apologize for that, but I'm working with what God gave me, so just bear with me on that. So the piece that we're going to be looking at today is from a musical written in 1946 with music and lyrics by Irving Berlin, and that is Annie, Get Your Gun. And Annie, Get Your Gun was also made into a movie you might be familiar with in 1950. There are lots of wonderful pieces of music within that musical, but some of my favorites, including the one we're going to look at today, has been left out of the film. And I think that that's a bit of a shame, because I think it's one of the best songs in it, and most of the people who know about Annie, Get Your Gun know about it because of the film. So anyway, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this video today. And the specific song that we're going to be looking at is Moonshine Lullaby. The more I look into Irving Berlin, the more I really, really enjoy his music. I can write music a bit. I can't write lyrics really to save my life. That's been what I've found. So the people who can get a plot and sit down at the piano and come up with the lyrical concepts as well as all the really nice musical concepts, wonderful chord progressions, really jazzy harmonies are used throughout this whole piece, really, really nice stuff. So I suggest that if he's not been on your radar, maybe look into some of his more popular pieces, see if you like them. And if you like them, please dig a little deeper. Get some of his sheet music, look through it yourself. Basic overview of the story of Annie, Get Your Gun. It's a fictional tale based vaguely around the life of the sharpshooter Annie Oakley. Buffalo Bill had discovered her at he was traveling through Ohio and found this very poor young woman with some of her siblings, and they basically were just small game hunters, and they would sell what they shot. And, as this Buffalo Bill sharpshooting extravaganza is going through town, they stumble upon Annie Oakley. And so Annie Oakley, has no money. She doesn't have an education, and neither do these siblings that she's around. She's all these little kids that are all dirty, running around, and anywhere Annie Oakley goes, these kids go with her, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So Buffalo Bill finds this sharpshooting lady out in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, I'm gonna put her as part of my Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. He finally convinces her to join his little posse of sharpshooters and go on the road. And as she goes on the road, she's never been on a train before. She's never really left her little hometown before. So all of this is completely new to her. So she has all of her siblings come along as well. And the very first night on the train, they're all, this is a very new lifestyle for them. They're all very stressed out by this. And so she has to comfort these children to sleep. And so she sings a lullaby for them. But if you come from pretty humble beginnings, and you're from the middle of nowhere, and it's around the time of Prohibition, what's the kind of lullaby you could sing your child to sleep to? Well, the Moonshine Lullaby. And so I've always found it kind of funny that the way that she gets these children to sleep is to sing about how their father can't be found because he's off behind the hill making some moonshine. So the imagery of that always gave me a little bit of a chuckle, but it's also tied up in this beautiful song, a really, really well-written lullaby all by itself, with some blues in it and a little bit of jazzy chords and stuff like that. So I really hope you enjoy. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like, subscribe, share this with other people who you think might be interested in this kind of content as well. I hope to have another episode of this every week. So please stay tuned for the next episode of Musical Treasures, and please enjoy this performance of Moonshine Lullaby.
Behind the hill there's a busy little still where your pappy's working in the moonlight. Your loving paw isn't quite within the law, so he's hiding there behind the hill. Bye bye baby, stop your yawning. Don't cry, baby, day will be dawning. And when it does, from the mountain where he was, he'll be coming with a jug of moonshine. So count your sheep, mama, singing you to sleep with a moonshine lullaby. Dream of Pappy, very happy, with his jug of moonshine rye. So count your sheep, mama, singing you to sleep with a moonshine